qualifier starting over here at the top right, representing Root Gaming, root for root, because it is the Yellow Zerg Cats. His opponent down at the bottom left side of the map, representing ISG Gaming. ISG Gaming, there we go. It is going to be the Purple Zerg B-Lord. So I want to welcome you guys in. Again, to the South American Invitational for Vasacast, an absolutely amazing, incredible tournament that's going to be coming up here on February 16th and 17th. It's going to be a good, nice little Saturday-Sunday combination. A lot of good players, lots of big announcements as well. I mean, anywhere from players like Demog to White Raw to to Vortex, Lucifron. I mean, you got everybody's going to be going there. Big shout outs to TT Thermal Takes, Zium, who actually won last week's Italian qualifier, which was very entertaining to broadcast. I absolutely enjoyed it. Yeah, it was great. It was fun. So here we go. Anything crazy going on in the game just yet? Yes, we do, because we got a pool already just about 3/4 of the way done, getting gas ready as well. Looking like it's just going to be an extractor. Oh my goodness, looks like it's going to be an extractor trick. Ah, my goodness. Meanwhile, on the backside over here, on the top right side, Cat's grabbing his pool on 15. Grabbing a gas as well, so this is going to be a little bit interesting. Cat's going to be going with a little bit of speed aggression, and I actually like this build order a little bit better by Cats. First of all, it is a little bit more defensive. It's a little bit more of a better defensive. It doesn't really set you too far behind. You're going to be able to play against a 10 pool and stuff like that. Meanwhile, B-Lord is going to be set just a tiny bit behind, because as we see 15 to 11 drones, of course, Cats is going to have a little bit of a slightly better economy. Plus, he's already getting his gas up and ready. Now, with the Overlord, it had to scout out the first lings coming across the map, so he knows he needs to get some defenses out. Typically, in this case, you would want to build some lings and maybe pull a few drones. Not exactly 100% sure with this late of a hatch how dangerous and risky it might be, because again, sometimes when we see 15 hatch about the time that these lings do come, the hatchery is about halfway to 3/4 of the way done. So do you want to cancel? Do you want to, keep it at this point with how low it is in the DPS rate that's going on right now? Plus the reinforcements coming. The Cats will have to cancel, unfortunately. That kind of sucks. And plus you will lose the drone. So overall 70. Ooh, not even losing the drone. So not too bad. Just 75 minerals lost. But here come the first lings popping out right now. He's gonna have to micro a little bit. This is surprising. Cat's having a little bit of a tricky situation right here in front of him. Got to be careful with the control. And again, just because of that little aggression, because of the cancel, B-Lord actually does have an opportunity to get a little bit ahead. Now, it's good. Cats does now have his lings of his own. He should be able to handle this with just lings and a queen. Won't need really too much additional investment into the game. Now, let's take a look and see really quick at the worker count. Still 16 to 14 favor for Cats. But, of course, the hatchery is finishing up for B-Lord, so he will have extra and additional larvae to utilize. Now, for Cats on the other side, what has he got going on for him? He's going for actually a one-base bailing aggression attack from what it looks like. He's got a lot of gas. He's got a lot of links popping out as well. He's already got 12 on the field plus the 8 additional ones. Now the thing also to factor is how quick can he get the speed finished up and get all the links over there and be able to do the aggression, because as we take a look and see, no gas at all. No gas at all for our Zerg player B-Lord, and he definitely sure as heck needs another queen right now. Out, make sure you could wall off that ramp so nothing really bad happens. Now again, it's all going to really come down to micro for the most part, as we see Cats wants to get on in there, but can't really, to be honest. During this time of Cats should probably take his hatchery if he can't really go for a big bailing aggression, and which in fact he is, my man. Very aggressive style. I love it when Cats plays, man. Every game has always the opportunity to end very early. Very entertaining player as well. So here we go. Lings kind of coming on in there, trying to jock for position and trying to make sure he doesn't lose too much. Here comes the Banelings in the front, leading the way, leading the charge, trying to get up on in there, but not being really too effective right there, taking out all the Lings on the low ground, trying to take out the Spinecrawler, but the Queens are doing such a wonderful job of transfusing it. Last Baneling comes on in there, splashes it, and Spinecrawler is taken out of the game. Now, Two more queens are finishing up right now, and that actually should be just more than enough to handle all the lings that should show up, regardless of surround, regardless of banelings, regardless of splash. B-Lord is fairly safe at this point. I mean, really, miracles need to happen at this point to be able to actually lose this game. And good, actually, this is so cute, the whole position with the spine crawler right there. Being able to utilize the spine crawler to prevent the lings from getting on in there, and now again with all the additional queens, he's got a fresh set of walling defense and getting a couple more queens out as well. Cat's continuing the attack, continuing the pressure. Again, he does actually still have the economic advantage technically if you look at it, 15 to 14. 15 to 14 drones, so he's able to just kind of set aggression across the map over and over and over and over again. But at this point, he should probably, there we go, he should probably consider taking a hatch while he's doing all of this again, until the point where, you know, B-Lord feels comfortable to take more drones and get more, a little bit of an economy. I think Cats is actually still sitting fairly safe. And, you know, at this point, you know, Cat's thinking about it, should just kind of play mind games with him. Unfortunately, can't. B-Lord being just incredible with his reactions. Realizes at this point, he's like, hey, look at this. I got 6 queens, 6 freaking queens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 queens. Not only you're not getting on in here, you're not going to do any damage to me either. So, I'm going to drone up already. Not worried about you, man. You are not my threat anymore, and Cats is actually doing the same exact thing. Now, you might see a little bit of a supply lead and say, oh, look at that, B-Lord came out on top. Not exactly, just due to the fact that his economy is still fairly even with Cats. As we take a look and see, 93 plus Cats is still producing drones as well. So basically at this point, all really B-Lord could do with the queens is utilize them for transfuse. And oh wow, Bailing's trying to get on in here, trying to go into the spine crawler. Unfortunately, that didn't work out too well. A couple queens do get taken down, and he's just going to go focus down on the drones. And this is what Cats actually did really well yesterday when he played his games. Anytime in his ZVZ, anytime he got behind, he really kept focus on really attacking and hacking away at the drones, because again, with the DPS rate of lings with speed is actually really good, very quick, very fast, and so he was able to run in there, focus down some of those extra drones, and little stuff like that, guys, can even out a game, whether it's taking down queens, whether it's knocking down a couple drones. I mean, look at that, just by taking out those drones, it could have been 26 to 22 drones, instead it's 26 to 20 drones. Well, of course, B-Lord macroing up, getting additional drones as well himself. So, at this point, it's kind of funny how it turned out, but the game actually does even out, surprisingly for the most part. What I'm interested to see is how actually will B-Lord use the additional queens, and where does he plan to go kind of sort of in the future. He's a little bit behind on his speed, banelings if you wanted to, you know, but he's, I guess, just going straight to roaches, so guess nothing really to worry about if he doesn't plan to use speedlings anymore. The only problem with that is if Cats gets a lot of speedlings and that point in time comes where B-Lord wants to take a third, the speedlings will be a little bit more effective just due to the fact that they have quicker speed, DPS, and it's going to be a little bit hard for all the units to get over there to defend. But we'll see. Not too worried about it. And plus, of course, queens could just use transfuse to be able to keep stuff alive. So not too bad of a deal, right? As a Zerg player. Well, as the game goes on, both players getting their lair up. Cats is just about done with his. His Roach Warren, I think, finished up. There it is, finished up, and also getting his 1 missile attack. Now, something that Cats did yesterday a couple times as well, he went for really fast Roach Hydra compositions, which I was a little bit kind of interested in because, again, it worked once, didn't work the other time. If you guys watched that one game on Ohana where he played against Reason, he actually kind of threw away a game where he had a huge economic lead in game number 1, and he decided to go full Roach Hydra, and basically was almost maxed out. But the problem is his opponent Reason had like 6, 7, 8 infestors with a really good amount of energy, who had about half the army, but the fungals completely changed the whole entire tide of battle, and because Reason never really lost any infestors, Cats basically kept getting further and further behind, trying to trade Roach Hydra for Roach versus Infestors. So I hope this time at least Cats maybe even considers getting some Infestors before he goes for a really big attack, or at least figures out maybe a slightly better timing. Well, here we go, third hatch getting taken by Cats. B-Lord is trying to take it himself, but this little Ling is being pretty pesky and annoying. Finally, the hatch does get taken. Now, what does Cats decide to do? Does he go for the attack? Does he try to go maybe for something else? You know, at this point I would probably just tell you, no, Cats just macro up, don't worry too much about it, and Cats is like, you know what, You know what, Cheesehead? I am going to worry about it just a little bit. I'm going to send a small little pack of roaches, but of course, B-Lord sees that with the Overseer, so he should be prepared. Looking at the upgrades right now, one missile is finishing up for Cats. He's also finishing up with speed and also getting his burrow as well. And without an Overseer, that can be a little bit dangerous. And as we see, his speed is going to be a nice little trick as well. He's going to be able to get on in there and escape as well. Taking out some of the little lings in the way, so evening up the supply count. And you know, Cats actually has to be careful here. He's got to realize yeah, there we go. He's a little outmatched. Even though these roaches are without speed, there's just way too many of them over here at the third hatch. So don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it, Cats. Don't do it. Okay, third hatch out for Cats, getting pathogen gland started, and this is what I like, really. Any Zerg at this point that really just, if they're not going to try to hit some really big roach time and get your damn infestors out, it's already at this point of the game where, I mean, at this point of the meta where infestors are just so effective in the roach hydra compositions, even if it's just the roach compositions. The fungals completely change everything, being able to take out packs of units for free, and oh my god, that's not good. Cat's getting caught by a lot of roaches coming across the map for B-Lord, and Cats has to be in full onset defensive production mode. As we see 8 roaches underway, the first 4 infestors are popping out, timed out well with the pathogen glands upgrade, but I am really worried about this third hatch over here. It's going to be completely compromised. Gets one good fungal right there, holding up some of the roaches as well. Probably will lose the infestor, and as we see now, the focus fire on the hatchery, and that's actually huge. If he could take that hatch down, that's going to cripple Cats' ability of resource collection pretty significantly. And as we see, third hatch again does go down. Cat's trying to fight this as best as possible. He does have some infestors, which could change it up just a little bit if he changed fungals a nice group of these guys. And there we go, another fungal as well. Needs to get probably a little bit of a better fungal as well as possible. But at this point, we look at the supplies, guys, 154 to 104. Additional roaches coming across the map. Third hatch is capable for larva and production for our Zerg player B-Lord, and I think this is actually just going to be a little bit too much for Cats to handle. We were looking at 27 roaches to 6 total plus 2 infestors. You know, at this point, when you see the Zerg player starting to pull drones, you know the Zerg player is in complete desperation mode. You know, even if he's able to hold off this initial aggression right under here, he's got to worry about all the additional rallying units across the map from the top, from the left side. I mean, look at this. We just got units after units coming across, and I mean, Cat's at this point sending infestors everywhere in desperation mode, hoping that, you know, maybe if he drops a couple of infestitarians, he could attract the attack back, but realistically that is not possible. And that is going to do it for game number 1, guys. So Cat's dropping 0-1, B-Lord taking a 1-0 lead, and we'll be right back after a quick little commercial break. I'm Cheese.